Nissan Micra turns 35 this year. I suspect many of you do not know the world before the Micra. But is it worth getting to know this car a bit closer? Watch my first drive in the 5th generation Nissan Micra to find out.
Micra history goes back to the early 1980s when the first boxy generation debuted. On the verge of the 1980s and the 1990s, first-gen Micra-based B1, Peo and Figaro limited edition models were introduced. Today they would sell like hotcakes and probably at a nice premium as interesting alternatives to the Mini or Fiat 500, but instead in 1992 Nissan launched the second generation, more rounded Micra. Third generation introduced in 2002 surprised everyone with quite bold design. Nissan even launched a coupe cabrio version, which a certain popular TV show presenter drove with a paper bag on his head. Fourth generation, launched in 2010, was less frivolous but very boring indeed. And how is the fifth generation?
Today is about 5 years since I saw the invitation concept. Looks familiar? I do apologize for quality of these photos, I must have taken them with a mobile phone. 3 years later, Nissan has shown us the Sway concept, which was supposed to be the next Note or Micra. In the end, Note disappears from Europe and the new enlarged Micra is replacing it.
From the outside, the new Micra does not disappoint and looks every bit as interesting as the concepts. At 3,999mm, the car is over 17 centimeters longer than the previous generation. I like the fluid side creases, floating roofline in the back, short, sharp front end. But how is it inside? The 300-liter boot is an average result in this segment. Unfortunately, double floor or sliding back seats were not carried over from the Note. What you see is what you get. Back seats split 40-60, but as there is no double floor, there is also no flat loading area. With the seats folded, you get just over 1,000 liters to help your mate move out from his ex. In the back, there is a decent amount of legroom, a small tunnel is running through the middle. Headroom is scarce though. There is no armrest, no door pockets, no electric windows, not even on top trim cars. Say hello to the crank. In the front, Nissan went all out with the body-colored faux leather dashboard elements. There's a decent amount of space for your everyday paraphernalia. There are cup holders, door pockets, decent-sized glove box, but there is no armrest. Unsurprisingly, every new model is very important for a car manufacturer, but B segment is becoming increasingly important for Nissan, especially in Europe. According to Nissan, 45% of global B hatchback sales are made in Europe. Moreover, by 2020, this type of cars will add up to around 25% of new European car sales.
Which is why the 5th generation Micra is packed with new technologies to give it a good head start. At the moment of recording of this video, Euro NCAP has not yet released test results for this car, safety test results, but the list of driver assistance and safety systems is very long. Nissan offers, among others, something called the active trace control. It brakes the inside wheel during sharp cornering to reduce understeer, and it's supposed to act as an electronic diff. It's not the same as ESP because ESP can brake any individual wheel and limit torque if necessary.
Other driver assist systems include intelligent emergency braking. The system sees other cars and pedestrians. If the driver does not react, the car will start braking. Intelligent lane intervention displays a warning icon, vibrates the steering wheel, and finally brakes the inside wheel to return the car to the right course. I tried it, steering wheel vibrates, but the car keeps heading for the ditch. There is also an intelligent key, intelligent headlights, traffic sign recognition, and a 360-degree camera.
And another thing, it's called the intelligent ride control, which brakes the rear wheels when the car is going over bumps. This is supposed to stabilize the chassis. Does it? Well, the roads are bumpy. I would like to see how the car performs if it didn't have this intelligent ride control, whatever that is. But generally speaking, the car doesn't roll too much. Of course, it's not a Fiesta or anything, but it's decent. It corners well, so I suppose active trace control works as well. It gives me a lot of confidence, actually. For this small car, despite the roll, I do feel I could drive through corners even faster, but I'm not sure it's allowed around here, so I'll just take my right foot off the pedal and relax for a bit.
You may be surprised with all the driver aids in a B-segment car, but under the bonnet it's same old Nissan Renault lineup with the 1.0 3-cylinder normally aspirated petrol engine, 1.5 DCI diesel and an 0.9 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. And this is what we have under the bonnet of this test car. All engines work with a 5-speed manual shifter, and yes, you'll find the same engine in Renaults and Dacias among others.
I was never a fan of the 0.9 TCE engine. It's not very refined, it's not very quiet, it's not very economical, unfortunately, but it is rapid enough. My friend in the back is gonna puke. But you know what, on these twisty roads it's actually quite a nice engine to rev the car up, to pull the turbo up. I'm not sure whether you can hear it, but let's take the car to high revs. I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up, but you can hear how the turbo spools down after I shift up. Anyway, it's not going to be very economical, that's for sure, but you know, for driving like this, it's quite enjoyable. It should be more economical around the city, and on the road, on open roads like these, the car should also be economical thanks to a very low drag coefficient of just 0.29, which Nissan says is a class-leading result.
But in the end, the Micra is a city car, and this is where it should feel relatively dynamic and comfortable. For a modern buyer, Nissan offers a modern dedicated Bose audio system with speakers inside the driver's headrest. It gives a concert hall effect in such a small car. It's a shame the infotainment system is not as modern. The display may be somewhat larger and higher resolution, but graphics are old. Good news is Apple CarPlay, unfortunately no Android Auto, at least for now. Something I noticed about the 0.9 TCE engine, I often hear opinions that 3-cylinder engines vibrate a lot. I've never really noticed, at least until now. What you see here is footage from a GoPro attached to the headrest. This floating effect around the edges is caused by engine vibration. Unbelievable. Nissan offers a broad range of personalization options with 125 combinations of paint colors, decals and interior trims. Prices of the new Micra start at €13,000. This test car in N-Connecta trim with safety, technology and styling packs costs around €21,000.
And how do you like the new 5th generation Nissan Micra? Let me know in the comment section below. Share, rate, subscribe. New episodes every Friday. Also watch more of my reviews by clicking the box here. If you like what I do, please help me on Patreon or PayPal. Links in the description below. And now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.